Inflammation is your body's natural defense mechanism. When you cut your finger or fight off an infection, inflammation is what helps you heal. But there is another kind of inflammation, a low-grade, chronic inflammation that simmers quietly in the body for years, causing damage without obvious symptoms. This chronic inflammation is now recognized as a central driver of most of the diseases that shorten and diminish life in older adults: heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, certain cancers, arthritis, and depression. Researchers even have a name for it: inflammaging, the age-related increase in chronic inflammation that accelerates biological aging. The good news: inflammation is not fate. Your daily choices have a profound effect on your inflammatory levels, and today we're covering the most powerful natural strategies to bring them down. Before we cover solutions, it's worth understanding what drives chronic inflammation, because knowing the cause makes the fixes make sense. Excess body fat, particularly visceral fat around the abdomen, is metabolically active tissue that continuously releases inflammatory signaling molecules. This is a major reason why excess weight is associated with so many diseases. Poor diet, ultra-processed foods, refined carbohydrates, industrial seed oils, and excess sugar all directly elevate inflammatory markers in the blood. Physical inactivity, a sedentary lifestyle, is independently pro-inflammatory. Regular movement suppresses inflammatory signaling. Chronic stress activates the same inflammatory pathways as physical injury through the stress hormone cortisol, effective in short bursts but damaging when chronically elevated. Poor sleep. Sleeping fewer than 6 to 7 hours consistently is one of the most powerful drivers of inflammatory markers. Even a few nights of poor sleep measurably raises inflammatory markers. Smoking, excess alcohol, gut dysbiosis, environmental toxins, and unmanaged chronic pain all also contribute. Diet is the most immediate lever you have. These are the foods and patterns with the strongest anti-inflammatory evidence. Extra virgin olive oil contains olecanthal, a compound with anti-inflammatory properties comparable to low doses of ibuprofen. It also contains polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress. Make it your primary cooking fat. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies are the richest dietary sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which directly suppress inflammatory pathways. Aim for at least 2 servings per week. Colorful vegetables and fruits are rich in polyphenols, carotenoids, and other antioxidants that neutralize inflammatory compounds. The deeper the color, the higher the anti-inflammatory load. Think berries, leafy greens, red and orange peppers, beets, and purple cabbage. Leafy greens, kale, spinach, Swiss chard are particularly rich in vitamin K, folate, and multiple anti-inflammatory compounds. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Dozens of clinical trials support its effect on inflammatory markers. Black pepper dramatically improves absorption. Use it generously in cooking or consider a supplement with black pepper extract. Ginger contains gingerols and shoggols with documented anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Fresh or dried, used in cooking or tea. Green tea contains egg, a powerful polyphenol that reduces inflammatory markers and oxidative stress. Nuts, particularly walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, are rich in healthy fats, fiber, and anti-inflammatory polyphenols. The most pro-inflammatory foods are the ones most overrepresented in the modern diet. Ultra-processed foods, packaged snacks, fast food, ready meals contain combinations of refined carbohydrates, industrial seed oils, additives, and sugar that collectively spike inflammatory markers. Refined carbohydrates and added sugar raise blood glucose rapidly, triggering inflammatory cascades. White bread, pastries, sugary cereals, and sweetened drinks are the main culprits. Industrial seed oils, including soybean, corn, sunflower, and cottonseed oil, are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. While some omega-6 is necessary, the modern diet contains vastly more omega-6 than omega-3, tipping the balance toward inflammation. Trans fats, still found in some margarine and processed baked goods, are highly pro-inflammatory. You don't need to be perfect. The overall pattern matters more than any individual food. A diet built around whole foods, vegetables, fish, and olive oil provides substantial anti-inflammatory protection even if it's not flawless. Diet is powerful, but these lifestyle factors are equally important. Regular physical activity is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory interventions known. Exercise reduces inflammatory markers through multiple mechanisms, lowering body fat, improving insulin sensitivity, and directly suppressing inflammatory signaling. Aim for 30 minutes of moderate aerobic activity most days, plus resistance training twice a week. Sleep is non-negotiable. 7 to 9 hours per night is the target for most adults. Poor sleep is bidirectional. Inflammation disrupts sleep, and poor sleep increases inflammation. Prioritizing sleep hygiene is an anti-inflammatory strategy. Stress management. Chronic psychological stress keeps cortisol elevated, which drives inflammation over time. Regular relaxation practices, meditation, deep breathing, gentle yoga, time in nature, social connection, measurably reduce inflammatory markers. Maintain a healthy weight. Losing even 5 to 10% of body weight significantly reduces inflammatory markers in people who are overweight. A few supplements have robust evidence for reducing inflammatory markers. Omega-3 fish oil at doses of 2 to 4 grams daily reduces multiple inflammatory markers, including CRP and interleukin-6. Choose a product that specifies EPA and DHA content. Curcumin supplements with piperine, black pepper extract, are significantly more bioavailable than turmeric powder alone and have demonstrated anti-inflammatory effects in multiple clinical trials. Magnesium deficiency, extremely common in older adults, is independently associated with elevated inflammation. Supplementing magnesium glycinate or citrate to ensure adequacy is a reasonable strategy. Chronic inflammation doesn't announce itself. It operates quietly, but its effects accumulate over decades, accelerating nearly every disease we fear most in later life. The strategies we covered today aren't complicated, and they don't require perfection. An anti-inflammatory diet built around real food, regular movement, restorative sleep, and managed stress, these aren't exotic interventions. They are the fundamentals of a long, healthy life. The best time to address inflammation is before it causes damage, and the second best time is today. As always, please speak with your doctor before adding new supplements, particularly if you're on blood-thinning medications. See you in the next video.